back a loose strand of hair behind her ear. Virgil had good taste, no doubt about it. In cars and suits, too. He was looking mighty dapper in his shimmery silk and Aeroflin mustache. Made me feel awkward enough in overalls that were salt-crusted from the mine and poorly patched. "This particular swindle?" said Virgil as we rolled into the next town on the map. "Easy as pie." We'd crossed over into Yoakum County. Gattonville, the sign said. Looked like a smaller version of Paradise Flats, where I'm from. Not much to Gattonville. You could spit across it if the wind was in your favor. A few ragtag stores, faded goods in the windows, awnings in need of repair, an adobe church in the main square with a bell that lacked a clapper, moving on dry air. That bell creaked back and forth, without a dong, a ding, or a how do you do. Entire town was built out of compressed dust, it seemed. "Two-handed games are hard to play," said Virgil, "and a lot of plum opportunities have gone waste solely on account of Rose and me not being able to swing them on our own. Oftentimes you'll need a roper, a switch, and a getaway. That makes 3 right there, which is where you come in. Rose will make the drop, I'll do the swoop, you get us out." Rose had stirred as soon as we stopped moving. She leaned forward, tapped out a cigarette. "Treasury scam?" Virgil nodded. We were hunkered down in the Nash now, parked in an alleyway across from Gattonville's sorry excuse for downtown. We were waiting, though I wasn't sure for what. Rose crushed out her 3rd cigarette in as many minutes, said, "Can we do this, Virg?" He nodded. "Anytime you're ready, doll." Rose pulled out a stack of clean $20 bills. She read the serial numbers to Virgil, who jotted them down in a small notebook, each number on a separate page. Rose got out of the car and walked across the street to the first store in front of us, a grocer's. We saw her look back through the screen door just as it closed, like she was being followed, which was the whole entire point, according to Virgil, to appear as furtive and memorable as possible. How it plays out is this. Rose goes in, skulks around the store, eyes darting, and makes a smallish purchase with a crisp $20 bill, something under $1, grabs her change in a hurry, and beats it out of there. Virgil then storms in, having assumed the gruff confidence of a U.S. Treasury man. "Did a lady come in here?" he asked the clerk. Virgil flashes a badge. He'd shown me the badge back in the car. It looked real because it was. If you peered closer, you might see the words Department of Fish and Wildlife. Virgil won it in a game of faro, he said. But who stares that closely at a badge? Yay tall, blonde curls, blue dress? "Just in," they'd say, remembering her clearly. "Did she pass a bill?" Virgil asks. "One with the following serial number," and he reads it from his notebook. The clerk would pull Rose's 20 from his till, and his mouth would flop open. The very same number. Well, that cinched it. "She left not 5 minutes ago," the clerk would say. "Maybe you can catch her." "We have men waiting for her on the road out of town. My friend, you've just had an encounter with Bonnie Parker's cousin." "Her cousin?" "Connie, notorious counterfeiter. Been flooding the area with these." Virgil would pull on a pair of cotton gloves and carefully extract the perfectly legal tender from the clerk's grasp, hold it to the light, and mutter, "Bogus, all right." Then, steadying his gaze on the clerk, "You know that accepting counterfeit money is a federal offense." The clerk would gulp down that news, but Virgil would always decide to go easy on him. "I can see you're an honest man," he'd say, "and there is a possible reward in this for you." There you had it. Fear followed by greed. A powerful 1-2 combination. Virgil would write up a receipt for the supposedly bogus bill. Law required the immediate confiscation of counterfeits, after all, and he'd walk out, $20 in hand, making the change Rose had received earlier pure profit. By this time, Rose was several doors down. She tended to get in and out quicker than Virgil did. Having reclaimed the 20, Virgil would step back outside, flip his notebook over to the next serial number, and enter the next shop. My job consisted of one thing, starting the car. As it turned out, I couldn't even manage that. 20 minutes down and almost $80 in the clear, Virgil and Rose hopped in. "Let's go." But in my sweaty, palmed panic, when I pulled the choke, I flooded.